ever since I saw a couple of things, I knew that this was a project that I wanted to make. First of all, it was Hasbro releasing an SPD Green Ranger figure in the Lightning Collection during Wave 9, and second of all, it was seeing some people take off the dragon shields to the MMPR green figure, any of the ones that have had the dragon shield on it, and making customs with it. And I figured, well, this would be pretty easy to make J.J. Oliver, seen in Soul of the Dragon, the son of the legendary Tommy Oliver, who in the final panel of Soul of the Dragon, the Boom Studios graphic novel released in 2018, we see J.J. Oliver join SPD as the new SPD Green Ranger, which he has an all-new suit, kind of. It's just SPD Green with the dragon shield on it. And I figured that's got to be an easy enough figure to make, so let's do it. So, of course, I purchased this, a spare and extra SPD Green Ranger figure from the Lightning Collection, and we're going to turn this into J.J. Oliver. So I purchased this, obviously, which was the main thing we needed to purchase. But before I even got my original bridge, I bought this on eBay. I found a listing. Someone was literally just selling this. It came in this exact bag. I've been holding onto this bag for literally 5 months. It is literally just a bag of accessories from the Wave 9, or the Wave 7, my bad, MMPR Green. So you can see here we have the shield, and a bunch of other stuff we don't need, but, you know, a Dragon Dagger, some hands, Dragon Dagger plain hands, Sword of Darkness. But, of course, what we needed from this, if I can even open the bag, was this thing, the Dragon Shield, specifically a Lightning Collection figure Dragon Shield. So, in theory, we should just be able to open this figure right here and slot the shield onto him, and we would have a complete figure, and we would be done. And I'm not even the first person to do this. I've seen Japan may do this. I've seen a bunch of other people do this. But I'm going to add a little bit of an extra flair to it. At least we're going to try. So yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to take this shield. I'm going to put it on there. I'm going to make JJ. But I want to make a custom box too. So I figured this would be relatively easy to do. So I always take scans of all of my Lightning Collection boxes for the Lightning Logbook, which I'm still currently updating, which is why you can't access it right now. And what I did basically was take my scan from the MMPR Green figure box that I made when that figure came out and have printed it out here. So I have a couple of the scans from the box. Here's the side profile, the front profile, another one. I have a couple in case I screw this up, the other side profile, and I have the back as well. But I also went the extra mile because I photoshopped the Soul of the Dragon comic book logo up there in case, you know, in terms of having a logo there. Usually it's a season logo, but this is from a graphic novel, so technically that probably wouldn't be there. It'd probably just be like the Mighty Morphin logo or something, or even the SPD logo. But, you know, I figured, why not? Let's do it. So basically, these are printed on label paper. So the idea here is I will be able to cut out the shield piece and sticker it onto where it's supposed to go. And I think, hopefully, this should line up relatively well, proportion-wise. If I bring the box over here, working with kind of a limited area. It's definitely the same sized box, and hopefully the shield pieces will kind of line up there, and we'll make it work. So let's go ahead and get going on this. We'll actually go ahead and start by opening the figure and making the actual figure before we start messing with the box. Alrighty, so here is the figure. Here is the dragon shield. So I'm trying to figure out what would be the best method of attack here. So if I slot this in there, I'm not exactly sure how easy or difficult this is because I've never done this. So let's see, if we slot this in there, and then we probably have to move both of his arms up as far as the joint will allow for. Maybe take the head off, just so we have a little bit more clearance. So if we slot this in there, and it is kind of rubbery, so we can kind of ply it around a little bit. Alrighty, so that was a little difficult, and just making sure I didn't stress it out too badly. You know, there's maybe a little bit of stress on it, but obviously we're not going to be taking it off again. So I took the hand off to get that to work. So let's just slot that back in there and slot the helmet back on. And that is a custom, if I get the helmet actually on, that is a custom J.J. Oliver from Soul of the Dragon. So yeah, I mean, that is definitely easy enough. I mean, it is a little tricky to get the shield on. It does look a little strange. Let me just readjust all the joints there and everything. But yeah, I mean, that's it. I mean, I could definitely see Hasbro doing an official version of this someday, because it is so relatively easy to do. But now that that part's done, let's do the box. All right, so that's not too bad there. I kind of cut a little bit of holes there a tiny bit to kind of try to let the shield breathe a little bit, because obviously it's not supposed to fit in this box. But if we go ahead and close the box back up, I'm not going to leave them in the box like this because I don't want to warp the shield in there. But I mean, that's roughly, that's not too bad. Too terrible there. So let's do the fun part now. Well, I mean, that was already pretty fun. But let's go ahead and start cutting these apart and labeling them onto the box, and we're just going to do it the best that we can. Alright, so now we got the side profile there, so here's that one. So we're going to be cutting out most of the shield here, and then we're also going to cut out the little Soul of the Dragon logo, which I'm just going to kind of cut, you know, like a little rectangle to cover the SPD logo up there, which it should be enough to cover it. I'll just make sure to cut enough to cover that, and we'll be good there. Should be able to just cut this right there in the middle there, and we should be good. We'll just cut up to that point, and we'll work our way from there. Alright, and if we mess up, I printed out duplicates. Obviously, there's just a tiny bit of the Black Ranger, or the black of the 3 that pokes out up there a tiny bit. But I can live with that. There's a little bit of the green there, so I'm going to shave that down just a tad more. Same thing with the tiny little bit of the diamonds that are still there. I want to make sure it sits pretty flush with where the last one finished off at. And then we'll kind of just go from there. Alright. Bring this across. Kind of line them up there. Alright, so this one's going to look a little weird, but the goal is just to cover the SPD logo that was present there prior, so it's not going to look perfect. It's not going to blend in 100%, but you know, it will get the job done. So there we go, Soul of the Dragon on the side there. Next up we have this. So obviously this is for the other one. What's very interesting is that the SPD green box is sort of infamous for this at this point, to the fact that it does not have the lightning pattern that's usually here. You can see it right here on the prints, that lightning design there. And also, like, this got weirdly misprinted, so we're actually going to be covering that up. So no harm done there, even though it is just an odd thing that happened. So we'll go ahead and cut this one out. Yeah, that's gonna look good. Which is, I say that this is the most important side of a Lightning Collection box, because this is how I like to display them. So, as you can see, the shield is not going to line up perfectly, so I'm going to make sure to leave some of that white space there to cover that up a little bit. So I'm really just going to kind of cut I could probably just cut the helmet part off. Yeah, cut a little bit past the helmet part and leave some of the rest of it there. Alright, that looks pretty solid. I like how that looks a lot. So like I said, that's going to be kind of the most important side. You can still sort of see the 3 bleeding through there a tiny bit. But yeah, that looks pretty solid. I'm pretty happy with that. Now, we just kind of try to put the shield on the back render. Thankfully, I got lucky in the fact that these are kind of similar poses. They're facing the same direction at least. So I can thank Hasbro for that. So we can just try to see what we can accomplish here. But obviously, we're going to kind of isolate it to this general area so we can cut most of that out and see what we can do. Oh, wow. All right. That's not perfect, clearly, but I mean, doesn't it not look too horrible though? Like, oh shoot. All right. Like, we did it. He's done. All right, check it out. Here is the finished product in the proper review station. I'm sorry if the other one that I did the whole video in was kind of bad lighting and stuff like that. I wanted to sit down to do this, and yeah. But here he is. This is the finished custom Lightning Collection J.J. Oliver SPD Green Ranger, using the shield and scans of the box art from the original Wave 7 Mighty Morphin Green, and of course also taking an extra of the Wave 9 SPD Green and combining them together. So yeah, I think it turned out pretty good. Obviously there he is in there with the shield, and that's all you have to do to the actual figure, and the box took a lot longer, but I think it looks pretty good. And then of course I have the Soul of the Dragon logo there on the side, the dragon shield on the back, and on the side there, and I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. So I'm going to go ahead and include in the description below a Google Drive link to the scans of the Mighty Morphin Green box, so if you want to print them out and cut out those pieces yourself. I will also include the original version of the scan that has the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers logo, and my modified version of the scan that has the Soul of the Dragon logo. And yeah, and then of course, just to actually do the figure, just buy an extra SPD Green. Should be pretty easy to get right now because it's the newest and current wave. The Mighty Morphin Green pieces for the shield might be a little bit more difficult, but I'm sure you can probably find it. And yeah, I'm very happy with how this turned out. I hope you guys liked this video. Just a kind of little fun one I wanted to do. And like I said, since it's such an easy custom figure to make, I wanted to go the extra mile and make the custom box as well. So thank you all for watching. Of course, until next time, you can follow me on Twitter at LivingRangerKey or at LightningFigPR. And until then, Tokusatsu forever.